Holy shit, guys. I just finished watching, and this show blew my expectations out of the water. That being said, my expectations weren't that high to begin with. I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be a cool show where Britta and Cave Johnson are going to fight some bad guys and do some generic, like, superhero stuff, but oh boy, this is going to go a lot deeper than that. Just by watching the first episode, you can automatically tell this isn't your average superhero show. I thought it'd be like The Boys, just animated, but I'm happy to say that Invincible is way different than The Boys, even if they do have some similar characters. Speaking of those characters, let's talk about some of them. Just from looking at the cast and watching a couple of trailers, I thought I would like Adam, Eve, and Omni-Man the most, but I ended up liking Mark a lot. His growth from a generic to unique character in just one season was pretty cool to see. It was also kind of funny to see the character named Invincible get his ass kicked in almost every episode, so that's a plus. But especially in that last episode, seeing Mark fight, or I should say really try to fight his dad, was just beautifully done. And it goes without saying that Steven Yeun did an incredible job voicing Invincible. Now that I think about it though, the whole cast was pretty solid too. Besides Steven Yeun, I felt the other obvious standout was J.K. Simmons. He brought another level to Omni-Man, and without his voice, I don't really think I would have liked the character as much. He delivers every line with so much emotion. It is really crazy how much emotion you can get out of J.K. Simmons with just like a grunt or a simple little throwaway line of dialogue. He could be taking a shit and say, "We're out of toilet paper," and just from that one sentence, you can feel the dread for not being able to wipe his ass. Like I mentioned before, the cast all around is really good, but I felt like Mark and Nolan were the clear standouts. Besides Mark and Nolan, I felt some of my other favorite characters were Adam, Eve, and Nolan. Both Gillian Jacobs and Walter Goggins, whatever his name is, make for some pretty good voice actors. They're also both in Community, which is one of my favorite shows, so I'm naturally kind of biased. The characters and voice actors aren't the only good thing though, the animation is actually pretty sweet too. Now naturally there are some scenes here and there where the animation isn't very good, like if you pause at just the right time you can see some pretty janky CGI, but however the overall animation definitely makes up for those few inconsistencies. One of those things being the gore. The gore somehow feels so real, it's actually crazy. Like I can't physically put into words just how real the gore felt. It's not some Marvel or Venom shit where there's blood and it's barely on screen, or when someone dies and it just cuts like 11,000 times. When someone gets hit, you can really feel it. The last episode's fight left me completely speechless. Like I just sat staring at the TV for like the next half hour. And based on that fight, I'm gonna think twice about getting on a train. Lastly, I want to give my thoughts on the story because that's the area where I think they nailed it, and also I really don't have that much to say about it. On paper, the story can seem very, very generic. We've seen the same stuff before, done over and over and over again, so seeing Invincible have a new take on these generic things or superhero stereotypes is a breath of fresh air. The story was always engaging, but sometimes it did get a little boring, but just like the animation, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Before this video drags on for too long, I'm gonna score it now because I feel like I could be here for hours just talking about Invincible because it is really, really good, and if you could not tell already, I'm in love with this show. But Invincible gets an 8.5 out of 10. It would have been a 9, but god damn, is Amber really annoying. Like I could make a separate video on why I hate Amber, and looking back, she's like the one thing that I'm dreading and the one reason I'm really not going to give this show a rewatch anytime soon. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry this video was a couple days late. There's been some issues with like recording and stuff like that, and I took my second dose of the vaccine, so naturally I was like on my ass the whole day and stuff like that. But yeah, I was able to watch the first episode of Bad Batch, however, and that is really good. I can't wait to review that. You can check out my April Fool's video if you'd like, and thank you guys so much for watching again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.